Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon from the practice round of the final event at the Mediterranean Tour Winter Series 2018, the Tour final at Allegria. And we're very fortunate enough to have with us on this swing Mads Vibe-Hastrup. Those of you that don't know, Mads is a former European Tour winner. He beat Rory McIlroy in the Madrid Open in 2017, but I'll let him talk a bit more about that. Welcome, Mads. How you doing?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Yeah,
2007 I won the tournament.
2007.
So it's some years ago.
Yeah, it's not that far ago. I mean, Rory McIlroy is still playing, so.
Yeah, he's doing well in the Masters.
Yeah, he's doing very well this week. Yeah, I'm one of his fans, so
yeah, me too.
I'll root for him over Patrick Reed, but there we
go.
We'll see how it pans out today.
Yeah.
Yeah, European Tour winner. That must have been one experience, and also over a good field as well, a very strong field. Featured Rory McIlroy. I know he was in his younger days then, but he was, he was still a champion at that age.
Yeah. How did
that feel? I mean, what kind of emotions come out of that kind of winning an event like that?
Yeah, it was amazing to win. I mean, it's a dream come true really when you do it, and you kind of think about, okay, what happened there? Did I really win? Yeah, I did win. It just took some time to kind of take it all in.
Sure.
But obviously I was really happy, and that it was just a lot of joy in the moment. But real quickly, like in the weeks after, suddenly I didn't feel good. You know, I had to kind of win again in order to feel good, and I wasn't really satisfied with it. So it's a strange thing, really. So I felt a lot of pressure also coming after the win to
sure.
like to prove that this wasn't just one thing that happened. I can do it again.
I know you won again on Challenge Tour in 2009, but again, I mean...
No, I won in 2001.
2001?
That was when I came through.
Right,
and
okay.
In 2009, I lost my card.
Okay.
So I had some years where I tried to play well, but I didn't keep my card on the European Tour. So I had to go to Challenge Tour to try and get my card back again in 2010 and 2011. But I didn't succeed doing it. So I just felt really frustrated with my game. There's a lot of expenses when you play on the Challenge Tour.
Sure. And
it's not that easy to win a lot of cash out there, so you have to play really well.
Well, we were saying earlier, once you win a European Tour event, especially as a first timer, maybe without the infrastructure that some players have now, it becomes even more difficult and more pressure once you've won, because you then have to you're in the spotlight, and you have to probably hire a team to manage these kind of media requests and other things. So it probably adds more pressure onto a player once they've won. Nowadays it's different, because I think the infrastructure is already there in place for a lot of these players.
Yeah.
But in 2007 I don't think it was quite the same. So was that part of the reason maybe why you felt that additional pressure?
Yeah, I had a really good lifestyle where I made a lot of money, but I also had a lot of expenses. And you have like a technical trainer, you have a physio, and you have a lot of travel expenses, and it just adds up a lot, and it just keeps, you have to pay the bills, and and there's so many expenses involved in this game. So if you don't play well, you don't make any money. That's it. So you can kind of play really well, make a lot of money, and you can play decent and make no money. Sure. So it's like, I mean, these guys are really good out there. It's a tough competition. There's a lot at stake. So you have to deal with your life. And in my life, you can say I wasn't really in balance. I wasn't in balance in my life. I couldn't quite figure out all my emotions. So when I felt sad back home, and I did sometimes, and I did on tour as well, and I just couldn't handle it. So I just lost my mood, and I lost the will to play. I didn't enjoy it.
That's happened to quite a few guys, and as you're talking about, the emotion side of things is really strong, and probably not understanding that emotion. I mean, you gave up the game, you gave up playing professionally in 2011.
Yeah,
is that right?
2011.
And that must have been one. I mean, a lot of people out here watching today wouldn't understand why someone at that higher level of golf would suddenly give up the game. A lot of guys, especially handicapped golfers like myself, would probably give up their right arm to have the same playing opportunities or be as good as you are. I mean, and I always say that probably now, and this is one of the reasons why the Mediterranean Tours has come on the scene, that I think top 3,000 golfers in the world can beat each other in any given day, but it's just about opportunity and consistency.
Yeah, it's about keeping your card as well.
Sure, of course.
Yeah.
Once you lost that card, and in 2011 you went back to coaching. Is that
Yeah,
right?
I decided to coach because I think golf was kind of my lifestyle, or it's what I know things about, and I'm good at it, and I wanted to teach. So I wanted to create a new life, you can say, where I had a lot of enjoyment with the game, but where I didn't feel the pressure of playing, where I didn't feel the pressure of the finances, of the economical situation. So when I actually wanted to work, where I went to work, I knew I was paid when I got home back again.
Sure.
So, and that's not in golf. You just go out and play golf tournaments, and you don't know what's going to come in. You hope, but you don't know.
Sure.
And it's just insecurity. And when you have a family as well, it's just difficult because you want a basic income. And also, I was dependent about other people. Like they had to sponsor me and help me develop my game, and it's not easy as well. I wanted to be more independent, and I wanted to create my own life, and that was through teaching. And after some time, actually, I really felt joy again in the game. I started to enjoy when I was playing just for fun, and it was just more relaxed.
Sure.
So it was just a really good experience.
You didn't just teach. You actually sat down and we were talking earlier about your emotions and not knowing why you were sad and not knowing what those emotions that were running through you.
Yeah.
You actually decided to pour those emotions into a book, right?
Yeah, I did a lot of work too, you can say. I took a yoga teacher degree as well.
Okay.
So also where you learn about your emotions also, and now I worked with some some people, some therapy, who were talking about these emotions.
Sure.
So it's not something that I just figured out. I had help from the outside.
Of course.
So I got to know myself, you can say, and my basic emotions. And in the book, we talk about the 5 basic emotions, where fear is one of the big keys, and that's actually something I had to work a lot with.
Sure.
And I'm still working with it.
Yeah. So talk to us a little about my book. You talked about 5 basic emotions. So
Yeah.
Can you just run us through those?
Yeah, so there's love on the one side, and then there's fear on the contrary side. Then there's envy, if you envy people, like if they're playing good golf, you want to do that. That's an emotion you have to control. Then there's anger, if you get really frustrated. So that's another basic emotion. So yeah, so that's it.
And you write in the book on how to deal with those emotions and
Yeah.
how to overcome them and how to.
Yeah, and also if you suppress the emotions, let's say anger, for example, you don't let your anger come out, or you don't show that this is not okay. Then suddenly it comes out as a rage, like you explode, and
Sure.
you can
Sure.
and it kind of, it's the same thing in the family life. Let's say your wife tells you to do that and then that, and you're okay, I'll do that, and then in the end you suppress your anger because you don't say no, I want to do this.
Right.
And then when you come out to the golf course, you just explode because you have so much anger in your system which hasn't come out.
Sure.
And you just explode and you lose control. So for me, it was about setting some boundaries in relation to the anger.
Yeah.
In my life around me, putting boundaries, you can say I was too nice in some ways. So I didn't say no to people. I said yes, that's fine. And in the end, I just lost myself, you can
So
say.
you lost yourself in the middle of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that
That's
was
understandable.
and all these emotions, you need to know them, and you need to know how you react in balance, to create balance. And that balance, you need that on the golf course.
You need that in the golf course. You need that in life as well.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
it's about balancing your private life and doing it on the golf course as well. And these two, they need to go together. Otherwise, you're in trouble. I could feel that because
Sure.
obviously when you play well, it's great. But when you don't play well, what happens then? How do you feel then? And it's about your self-worth and your confidence. You could say I was really relating or dependent on my self-confidence. That means if I played good golf, I was a happy man. But my self-worth it's linked to my emotions, and because I didn't know my emotions when I played bad, I was not a happy man. I wasn't feeling well. So I feel that when I've worked with my emotions and leveled them out and stabilized them, even when I play bad, I can still feel good inside.
Sure, and that's important. That's not important just in golf, it's important in life as well.
Exactly.
Your emotions should not be linked to the perception of success or failure. It should be linked more to your own self-worth, and I think that's what a lot comes out in the book.
Exactly.
About that, and I think that helped you to come out the other side, as it were, and to become more balanced in terms of your attitude and love golf again.
Yeah, exactly. And then suddenly I thought, this is a great game, and I played really well when I was playing for fun. Like I was shooting many under par, and it's just so easy. Just picking a target, hitting it, great. It's just fun.
And I know that book's I know the first chapter's been translated to English, but the book's in Danish at the moment. What's the name of the book?
It's called Sport and Emotions.
Sport and Emotions.
Yeah.
And I know that your next version of the book will be in English.
It's actually already translated, the whole book, but I have one chapter on my homepage.
Okay.
Website.
And when will we be able to see the whole book in English?
I don't know actually. I think maybe during this year it will be translated completely. It's done, but it's a little bit different from the Danish version. So I need to correct it so it's really true to the Danish word, and that's difficult.
Of course, translating anything from its native language to another language, the phrases that you use and stuff like that. And I know that you have a lot of passion in that book, and I know from a few other players that I've spoken to, especially from the Danish community, that book's really helped them in their careers as well. So it's not just helped you come out the other side; it's helped a lot of golfers, professional golfers and amateurs alike, help their game.
That's
that right?
Fantastic. Yeah, I have had really positive response about it. And the book is built up on a 4-step model. You could say where the first step is where people are very in their minds. They want to achieve something, and when they achieve that, you move into the next step 2 of the model in the book, and that's where where the emotions start to arise, and you're a little bit in the heart with all the emotions, but you're also in your mind. So there's a lot of emotional turbulence. And step 3, that is where you're starting to know about yourself, and where you start to stabilize these emotions. So you're in the mind, but you're also in the heart of what you want to do, and how do you want to relate to other people, how do you want to communicate. And then step 4, that is when you're in the balance, you can say, where you're in the heart, but you use the mind on the golf course also, and also in life, in order to take actions, but always controlled by the heart.
Brilliant. Can I have the first signed copy of the book in English, please?
Of course, that's of course very.
You're back playing professional tournament golf again.
Yeah.
And I know that you're playing Nordia League this year. To get your Challenge Tour card again.
Exactly.
What made you decide to come out and play Mediterranean Tour?
Well, it was it's a long winter back home, and I played some events down in Spain where I played really well. I was third in one of the first events, and I played poorly towards the end, and I finished 42nd or something. And then the next tournament I was 5th, but played poorly again in the end and finished 27th.
Okay.
So it was really frustrating not to finish it off, and I could feel that when I was getting close to closing the tournament, all the fear that I've written in the book, it came up again.
Right.
Suddenly I was just afraid of not doing well.
Okay.
So, and that's why I play golf again. That's why I'm doing my comeback. That's to confront that fear, and in order to be friends with it and face it and do well. That's why I do it. So I kind of want to challenge myself to overcome the fear and feel the joy that comes with that.
Yeah, understand.
So, and obviously it's the fear needs to be there. You can't just have joy on the golf course.
Absolutely.
You have to have the opposite. So so it's a big challenge, and I just wanted to go here and see if I can manage myself better.
And how have you found the Mediterranean Tour so far?
It's been really nice. I've enjoyed it a lot. So it's been nice weather, good decent courses, and good practice facilities. So I would have wished I played better in the first event, but we have to see.
Well,
That's how golf
We've
is.
got the tour final this week.
Yeah,
The biggest prize fund of all our tournaments. So
yeah,
hopefully you'll do well this week.
yeah. I hope so. I really need it. It would be really nice.
Yeah. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you, Mads. Thanks very much for that insight into golf.
Yeah.
I think that's going to help a lot of people that don't know or can't control that kind of emotion, or don't know that it's there, that they can. And
Yeah,
I really hope
it's just maybe an experience in knowing these emotions. I mean, before I wrote the book together with Louise Østergaard. She's a coach back from Denmark, and she works with families and like creating balance in families. And I talked to her and I said, oh, those 5 emotions, that's the same on the golf course. Why haven't anyone told me about them? And she said, well, yeah, why not? So that's why we decided to write a book. So anyone can pick the book up and read about the 5 basic emotions, and they probably know themselves, they can see themselves in the situation when it happens, and start to develop their own balance that way.
And it might even help their game, huh?
Exactly.
So watch out, guys, for the book Sports and Emotions when it gets translated into English nearer the end of this year. And thank you very much, Mads, for a great insight into the game and great insight into being a champion.
Thank you.
Wish you best of luck for the tour final.
Yeah, thanks a lot. It's been a pleasure being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.